York in the 20th century already, and had also terrible experience making her place in the music world. And I think Charles Briefer, who writes the program notes, did quote something that Rebecca Clark said in one of her CDs, that I mean, she just fought against all the odds, really, to find a place as a composer. So really, really hard. Luckily today that's practically faded. And then came the art. I said, well, I talked to Ines Medina. I thought, I know Ines from many years back. I thought she's very, very sensitive to the subject. It has inspired her art for a long time, the subject of women. And for that, Jackie will talk. But before I give the floor to Jackie Wilson, let me say that I hope you enjoyed the art. I very much think it's related to the program and to the place in terms of the nature. What's really amazing is that came from that. The pictures were the introduction for this later. That really, really amazes me. Sort of, this is the essence, that's the start. And very much related to the music. And the other thing is that I wanted to mention, the art is for sale. So if any of you really, really likes it, please talk to the artist or talk to Jackie Wilson, and actually some of the percentage of the proceeds will go to Treetops. So that would be a terrific help. Thank you so much. Jackie Wilson.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me say, this is so beautiful to be here. I am just overwhelmed by the beauty here, not to mention the music. So you folks are really fortunate to be able to come up here every Sunday or every month to come up here and listen to this. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ines Medina. I've followed this artist for about 10 years. I've had the pleasure of knowing her. She lives both in New York and in Spain, so I've been lucky enough to visit her exhibitions there as well. She's basically one of the premier artists of today who basically paints the process of the self, or the search for the identity. And what I'm talking about when I say self, it's the self that's really the authentic self, not the self that is that's given to you by society or by your gender, but it's the part of you that you were born with. And basically through her painting, she tries to paint the process of coming to that part of herself. Okay, and I guess a lot of artists do understand that process because that is the creative process. And all individuals eventually go through it voluntarily or involuntarily. But anyway, over 30 years, she's actually painted the process in steps, and she's created a tremendous series explaining that to you. And some of the subjects in her series include the subject of fear, the subject of joy, and specifically the feminine principle. That's one of the processes, the steps that she found along the way, and what that means to her and to society as a whole. Anyway, so one of her latest series that I wanted to talk to you about was that was commissioned by the Institute, the Women's Institute by the Basque government, was a series called The Burnt Dolls. And it's basically a commission in which they're trying to help their culture understand the violence that women were subjected to all the way for centuries, and they want to come to terms with that, and that's what she was commissioned to do. She's also was one of the artists who was in a recent series at the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, in a contemporary series of artists displaying their work. She's also did a tremendous retrospective of over 100 paintings and drawings in Bilbao about her series, The 18 Steps of Becoming the Self. Okay, she's also presented at the United Nations, NYU, and she also does a lot of commissions as well. The art you're seeing today, and it's art which was actually installed specifically for this space and for this music, actually. And basically, it expresses her I guess these are basically paintings of the physical that she saw in nature while spending time in a forest. And these are actual physical expressions of those things that she saw in nature. Basically, they're her emotional expressions of what she saw, and I hope you enjoy it, because basically the correlation is between music and color and art, and I hope you see the scale as it goes up all the way through the dark to the light. So, that being said, I hope you enjoy it, and the artist is here if you have any questions. She also has her catalog here if you want to see any of her additional work, which also is very beautiful as well. So that's
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to remind you, there's a piece that looks like this on the table when we have intermission. If you would like one, there is enough to go around. You can see more in detail. One reminder, we have 2 more concerts in this fall series. Sunday, November 9th.